My mom turned 18 in the 1960s, and she doesn't remember Stonewall. To be fair, she can't not be a kid. That bricks launched.
Wow, I have chills. Welcome back to DBL. You just heard my dear friend Grace Baldridge, also known as Semler. She's blazing a trail as a queer Christian artist, and her new album, which is fantastic, by the way, just reached #1 on the Christian iTunes chart. I caught up with my friend earlier in today's DBL Spotlight.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. We have a queer artist is currently #1 on the iTunes Christian music charts, my friends.
I want to just hear, because I know that you and I were texting back and forth, but I need to hear you while I look at you. When you found out, literally after a week that you put out Preacher's Kid, that it was #1 on the Christian charts, like, what did you do? Did you jump up and down? Like, did you not believe it? Did you, like, Google yourself? What did you do?
So I hadn't checked my phone yet. We'd just woken up, and my wife checked her phone, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, you're #1," and I didn't believe her. It's something I think in a few months from now I'll be able to wrap my mind around it.
What are some of the unique challenges that you have had to face as a Christian artist?
I would say the main thing is being gay. That's been a challenge to, I think, for people to receive this as a Christian record and understand that there's a diversity of perspective in the Christian experience. So just candidly, yeah, I think visually people look at me, I'm not what you might expect from a Christian artist, but it doesn't make my message less divinely inspired and the place that I'm writing from.
Divinely inspired. I love that. So there's a parental advisory disclaimer on your new Christian album, Preacher's Kid. Can you explain that?
In expressing these confusing feelings and wrestling with doubt and coming back to faith and reconciliation, it gets a little explicit on this record. And I think that that's okay, because I think that that's part of the human experience that we're all sort of called to express. And I believe that we're all spiritual beings having a human experience. And part of my human experience is once and again saying a holy F-bomb. And my grandmother and I have wrestled with that. She's very proud of me, so is my dad. And I understand that's not going to be for everybody, but that's just authentic to me.
Share what it was like growing up as a preacher's kid and eventually coming out.
I grew up in an Episcopal household. My dad is a priest. I grew up in the rectory, going to church multiple times a week, youth group, church camps, mission trips, like that whole thing was very much my life.
Unlike your father, who is very supportive of you and your wife, many Christians do not support gay marriage. What do you want them to understand?
What I'm asking, and what I hope Preacher's Kid can potentially be an invitation to, is for people who are not affirming and not inclusive to do that same sort of homework that I had to do into affirming theology. It's just an invitation. Before you condemn someone, before you hop onto a stranger's Instagram and tell me to repent for my marriage, maybe pause and look up. There is abundant biblical scholarship that affirms queer identities, and maybe just pause and listen to one of those sermons before you lash out, I think, in anger.
Grace, I'm so proud of you, but of course, DBL Nation, you're going to know her as Semler, the chart-topping artist, and let's make sure that we get her to the Billboard chart. So stream her album, Preacher's Kid, on all platforms. And Grace, it was such an honor to have you here. I am so proud of you. We'll be right back.
I love you, Sam. Thank you.
Bye.
I don't know who you think I am, but I'll be ready at the Father's hand.